feel, mate? Obviously doing a bit of running out there today. A little lights here.
Yeah, a little bit banged up early in the week, but that's not unusual. Glad we've got 9 days, I think it is, 9 until Freo. So, yeah, just a slow start to the week, but got a few days to get right and head over to Perth and try and redeem Friday night's performance.
Have you got a bit of a cold? You sound a little
Cold?
Yeah, your voice sounds very deeper than normal.
I've been told I've got a pretty deep voice, but no, I'm not sick at all. I feel good. Cherry right.
What was the takeaway from Star said you had a review of the game? What was the takeaways and what went wrong in the third quarter?
Yeah, well, probably started in the second. I feel like we actually gained, well, probably leveled momentum after that first probably 10 minutes of the third. But yeah, halfway through that second, we probably saw some things that maybe didn't reflect the scoreboard. They didn't probably punish us as much. A little bit of selfishness. We weren't cohesive on defence. Probably thought the scoreboard's ticking along all right, so maybe just that intensity dropped away a little bit, and then they were able to kick a couple late in the second, but there were probably some warning signs earlier than that, which we looked at. And then, yeah, to start the third, they got a bit of a run on, and we weren't able to win the ball. I think clearances in that quarter, we won centre bounce, I think, in the third. Inside 50s, I think we had more. But just our intensity and hunger for defence and probably contest dropped away, and they punished us. And credit to them, they hung in there when we were going well and were able to turn the tide and get on top. But I thought we fought back quite well and able to stay in the game and gave ourselves a chance to win it, but ultimately fell just short. But a lot to learn from that sort of 25-minute patch from the end of the second to the start of the third, where they won the game. But outside of that, we thought we played pretty well. So clean that 25 minutes up, which I think it's a great lesson. I'm glad that we learn it now and not later in the year. That AFL footy, you've got to be on for 120 minutes.
Is that, you mentioned intensity, selfishness, is that hard to identify in the moment, or is that something you think the leaders should be able to hopefully address in the midst of all that sort of chaos?
Yeah, I thought our communication and our calmness was pretty good on the field as leaders. So I felt our leadership wasn't too bad out there. Structurally, we changed a little bit and it didn't really work, but it's not like we were sitting on our hands and not doing anything. But yeah, we probably didn't see it as much. Maybe we could have picked up on that stuff a little bit better, but it is sort of hard in real time to tell. Especially at ground level, you can't really see if a guy did have someone to handball or someone didn't chase as hard as they could have. It's really hard to pick that up sort of in that moment. But it's on us as the 22 on the field, the 18, 22 that are on the field to rectify that midway through the quarter rather than wait for a break, which we didn't do that at half time. We didn't fix it. So
when you say selfishness, it's just in terms of giving the ball off to your mate, or rather than going yourself, or
a little bit of that, but a little bit of not defending when you had to. When it's your turn to see a man out, take the most dangerous, we probably chose some easier options. A little bit lazy on defence at times, and didn't dig in, and basically you're shitting on your teammates when you don't do that. So a couple of examples of that, a couple of non-first gives, but I think overall, you can look at that 25 minutes. It was bad football, but we can take some positives away as well. Feel like it was a great example of what our best footy looks like and what our worst footy looks like. So good to learn that lesson now, and hopefully we come out and have a more level performance this weekend.
So does that come back to what you're working on in pre-season with the smaller sided games, quicker reflexes, the first gives that you're talking about?
A little bit, yeah. Some of it was in open space as well, though, where guys should have passed. It's not always handballs. It's taking the first option with your kick as well. And I think you've got to trust yourself to hit kicks as well. Some guys were probably doubting their skills when they kick a couple going back into your shell, and we spoke about it last year. We don't want to be that team. We want to keep going at the game and taking it on. So you're sort of preserving yourself if you don't take the kick, drive your legs and hit one, like things like that. There's a lot to it, but It sort of wasn't one thing either, which makes it even a little bit harder to put your finger on what exactly went wrong. But I think the intensity and effort stuff is one that we can fix up straight away.
Someone who's pretty confident with ball in hand is Kadeen Coleman. How do you cover his loss with Conor Kennedy back this week?
Yeah, he'll be a chance. I don't know if he'll play this weekend, but he's going to be around the mark, Connor. But yeah, he's sort of the like for like, I suppose, replacement that comes to mind straight away. But Kitty's going to be a huge loss. Feel for him and Sam Doherty as well. It's a pretty tragic game for both sides in that regard. So feeling for Sam and feeling for Kitty. He's put in the mountain of work to be in the position he is, and he's become our most damaging user off half back and such a crucial cog for our team. But he won't be with us for the year, so someone will have to step up. And we feel like we got Jared Berry's trained a bit down back. Darcy Wilmot had a great game. Probably one of his better games for the club, and we'll get Connor back soon as well, hopefully. So someone's going to have to share the load, but between those guys, I'm sure we can cover it and keep marching forward. But we're going to miss Kitty for sure.
Does it feel like a quick reminder of how hard it is? I know we're all sort of buying into this is the year for Brisbane, and you get a little punch in the mouth in round one, and then you lose one of your most influential players. Is it like a pretty quick reminder of how hard it is?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. And we spoke about that as well. Maybe guys bought into how good we are and how well we're going. Had 2 pre-season wins, and your form line looks all right. So yeah, it's a great reminder that footy, or I think this year especially, it's so even. There's going to be games that can go either way throughout the year, a lot of weeks. So we certainly know that we're not ahead of the rest, and we're still chasing. We haven't achieved anything yet, so we want to be the hunters.
How do you prepare for a Freo side that obviously we haven't seen much of yet, other than trial match?
How do we prepare for them? Yeah, well, I think they've got a similar coaching staff. They'll have a pretty similar system. They're a really good team. I don't think their ladder position last year reflected how good they can be. So we know we played them late last year and probably could have been beaten quite easily. We only won by 3 points, I think, and it was a real arm wrestle all day. So we know how hard it is to go over there and win in Perth at Optus. So we're expecting a fierce challenge, and their first game they'll be up and about. They want to start in front of their home fans with a win. They've got some great weapons in the midfield, some great players. Brayshaw, Sarong, Fife's moved back in there and look really sharp. Luke Jackson's playing some really good footy. So we know as a midfield group it's going to be a real challenge, and all across the ground they've got quality, so it's going to be a tough game to win. But we're confident if we bring our best, and we know what our best looks like, that we can get it done.
Heard from any of those boys this week?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't been there for a long time, so I don't know too many of them anymore.
George, I guess we have to ask you about that. Did that deserve or warrant a suspension, do you think, rather than justifying?
I don't really know what that deserved. It was a bit of a funny one. I know he didn't mean to hit me in the head, but he's got graded careless and mine intentional, which is quite strange. They both were pretty similar in my eyes. So yeah, it was a bit of an odd one. I feel like I probably didn't deserve a fine, so we might fight that and see how it goes. But yeah, it was. If the umpire maybe paid a free kick, I might not have retaliated. Got a bit of a whack high, so would have been nice to get awarded a free kick there.
Just in terms of protecting the head, though, should the AFL be sending a stronger message? I mean, you could argue it wasn't intentional, but he still hit on the head.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's not really my place to comment, but probably found it from my end a little bit strange that both incidents were graded the same.